Okay, GM, and welcome to another AlphaBlock X Infinite Market Analysis. Today, obviously, we're going to keep it brief, as depending on where you live in the world, it's the second Christmas holiday right now. Um, I wish you all Merry Christmas one more time, and also a great start into the end of the year, and then also into a fruitful 2026. Um, Focus is today on just having like a small session, as most people are with their families, which we're recording and uploading as we just released the Coco Confluence indicator. Um, Down here, you can see the team table, the development channel, in which Shift and me are brainstorming already regarding an automation, so that you do not only have this indicator to give you signals, but we are already working on auto execution. Special shout out to Don't Run, I'm Asian. Thank you so much for recording, and thank you so much for the great partnership. And an additional shout out to Yuri, who is in our stream right now, who just scooped Alpha Suns. Great to have you. Nice to see you. And I would start today by not by heading directly into the TradingView application first, um, but here to the Coco Confluence indicator side. Um, the name was a little bit longer in the beginning, so it had that multi filter description in here, but I chose to just have the name as a title, nothing else, because it also means that the short link is better. And we already have 20 views within the first few hours and 7 upvotes. I appreciate the support a lot, and I will literally read through this here. It will just take a few minutes. Oh, the first comments are coming in. Thank you so much, legends. Vitalizing fortune. Love the indicator. Great suit. I'm really grateful for the support, for you guys giving feedback, for you guys testing, and as I will walk you through now, you will figure the beauty of this is that this is not only a filter or one trading indicator, it's actually a trading suit, as it has like eight unique features as of right now. But over time, I guess my best guess is that we are looking to add one proper feature per month. Yes, we have so many great ideas already, but of course, if I'm going to update the indicator, it really needs to be beta tested. So Green Knight, as an example, had the idea to include Fibonacci extensions. And I already had something that could calculate. I will show you that on the chart real quick. So here you see the indicator right now. As I have shown you already in the past streams, here you have the sessions, the ATR bands, the TWAP, daily TWAP. And what we can do is just say like, hey, I don't need the EMAs right now. I just want to check the daily TWAP. Um, I I don't need the volume confirmation. So you have more signals, right? So you have here filters. And you know what? I really don't need to show me the volatility regime, because we know it now, right? Like you check volatility regime is normal. What does it mean? Literally, it means what it says. And I was very picky with the words. I hope everything is self-explanatory. If not, please give feedback. We can always adjust the text. But now that we know we are in a normal volatility regime, technically you can toggle that off so you don't have the space here, right? Then we have the ATR bands. which always at all times gives you technically a long and a short signal with a stop loss and to take profits, and as well as you see down here with a risk reward. And I think this is really, really cool. Just want to say absolutely clearly, um, those are logical recommendations, which are just levels that are calculated based on ATR, like volatility, statistics, where liquidity is probably going to be grabbed or where it would make sense. Um, but none of this is a direct financial advice, right? Like I think that goes without saying. I just wanted to say it one more time. So you see, I toggled all those things off. Now let's say I do not want those triangles, which are momentum confirm, which confirm the momentum, sorry. So right now I'm just using my ATR bands. I only have the diamonds, which are mean reversal indications, and the TWAP, and that's it. Okay? And boom, it's super clean. It is really super clean. So that was just important for me to show you right from the beginning that yes, we have an incredible load of information that could be overwhelming, but you can have this indicator basically being the cleanest thing out there. Like let's say, uh, just want to make it really clear. Let's say you don't even want the bands, but I think they are gold. Like look how great it's trading off of that. Uh, so you can have them, but you also don't have to fill them. So it's even less of a noise, right? And then the indicator can just look like this, as an example. Okay, so that was just important to me that you really understand. You can also completely toggle them off, right? So this indicator is the least busy indicator while it has so many functions, which means that we can just add more features upon your recommendation or upon your wishes. Because if someone does not like your feature, let's just say it like this, even though it sounds harsh, I know a lot of people also don't like some of the features that I have in here, which is normal, and you can absolutely adjust everything. Um, if you don't need something, you literally just don't have to look at it, so you can toggle it off. And I think that's pretty cool. Um, I am like the original idea, in case it's interesting for you, was just that this is a mean reversal. So I had Bollinger Bands with mean reversals, but still the Bollinger Bands and like RSI extension is a combination for um, basically the recipe why a diamond would show. And I love the divergence circles because they just show you bullish and bearish divergences. So this is usually how I would use it, often either with the EMA or with EMA and the TWAP in combination. But this is like kind of how I would have it as a bread and butter, where you have here clearly a shorting signal or selling signal. Okay, here's clearly a buying signal, selling signal, selling signal. So now let's count it together, okay? So if you would enter somewhere, I would base it a bit on the volatility regime. That's why you have it. And if I see we have normal volatility, okay, and we have a 50-minute on a Bitcoin, then maybe you can just put the stop loss 1% away from your entry. And then the take profit is like 1.5 to 2.5%. So your average entry would have been here, yeah, and you put the stop loss 1% away, and you see this is already a lot, right? You can do half a percent, but just something like in that ballpark, and then just look for 1.5 to are just what you would usually execute off of, and then it could look like this, okay, or a bit further, um, if you just don't want to get stopped so easily. and then you see worked out. Okay, you would not enter here. You would like you see the signal after one, two candles, you still see it, and then you're like, okay. Or if you would enter here, if you would wait until price goes back above the TWAP, then what you could do, what I can always recommend is if you enter a bit late, that you have your stop loss outside of the bands. Okay, so let's say you do not have the hero entry here, okay? Let's just say you entered somewhere here, then you would have your stop loss below the lowest point of the band and just aim for a 2-2-1 trade. So you did not nail the bottom, you did not catch the absolute top, you got in somewhere here, you have a wide stop, and you just have a nice trade that is not like overdoing it, that is not like super crazy. Um, and then here again, you would have, if you would have held the trade here, then the blue diamonds don't even have to be a re-shorting signal, but just a take profit, right? So you can also use this for spot trading. It works on altcoins as well. Um, so let's say you entered somewhere here. Again, you have your stop loss somewhere 1% up and you take profit down here. Then you see, yes, price moved in the same direction, in the right direction, but you would not have a natural take profit, right? Price goes back back up again. You still did not get stopped out because you have your stop loss somewhere around 1% away. And then it's your decision. Do you want to reshort? Do you want to give it another attempt or not? That is, of course, then on you and your trading style because we just made a higher high here, right? So I would not necessarily claim that I would have taken another trade, but let's say you just still have held that one, then as a recommendation, a natural take profit would be, especially if something is sketchy here. That's why I'm not drawing a second short because I don't want to act like, yeah, it's better than it is because in hindsight you could always act like, oh yeah, I would have done this or that. I tell you something. If this is my combination of short signals here, I would be super sketched out if we really go down in this moment. So probably I would have already taken profits here just because we retest the TWAP. And you see here and here, like just those little bits TWAP grinding up, okay? Here you have a high, okay? High. Here you have a higher high. Here you have a low. And here you have a higher low. This is on a short time frame, price starting to grind up. So I would just, or not only would, like I literally closed shorts here. It was not a crazy trade, but when I see something like this, I would just be careful because what could be is that we're now seeing something like this. Okay, that's also like maybe a good example for the Fibonacci idea because you know that I love to trade with them. So you had your low, you had your high. This is where a golden pocket would be. This is the medium, the 0.5. So this also goes hand in hand very well with what we see here, right? Because there was a low, we're grinding up, and the only way how we can like go somewhere here. Let me do it with a rectangle. How we go somewhere here maybe, or even like a little bit higher, is as long as we stay above this, right? Like we can touch the bottom of the ATR bands, we can retest the 0.5 Fibonacci level. The golden pocket here would start being a little bit too low for me, okay? Should price come down somewhere here, it could be an interesting level, okay? Somewhere like here could be if you are into longing right now, then if there would be maybe also a little signal. Then I would have the stop loss again here because you do not want to lose that level because then it's just down only. And you would have a beautiful long setup, something ballpark around here, okay? Um, my issue is just that it's the holiday season and I wouldn't want to like overdo it. What I just from a gut feeling perspective, what I see is a channel here. You see with the highs and it's creeping a little bit higher. Um, which leaves me to the assumption that if price can develop a bit further to the upside, that somewhere between the 0.27 and 618 would be not only a target for the upside, maybe you're long or whatever, but this would also, which goes hand in hand with what I saw here, um, I would like to try a short here, up there, with a target towards. So either like your entry could be here, here, here. Just want to make clear that the stop loss should be then above the extension because we can very well hit that. So my anticipation would be something like this, okay? Yeah. Which could then lead us to price being in this very interesting area that I just highlighted. T-Book could be somewhere here, same as the EMAs. And then with a full target here, okay? The thing is just that I feel not, I simply don't feel bullish enough for this. But yeah, I just wanted to give you that as a rundown and then I will go into Chrome to explain you the indicator. I will just drop it into the charts channel. Possible setups going into years and quickly repost it in Infinite for the legends. Can someone vouch for me so I can see it? Beetle, Beetle. Where are you? Who's this? Okay. But that's not Beetle. Wait, vouched for you. Uh, Beetle? I do not see you. Are you in the server? You are in AlphaBlock. Yeah, maybe you guys need, like, what you need is, I'd recommend you getting one Alpha Sun to get verified or like 3 Alpha blocks. I just bought 10 Alpha Suns OTC from someone that quickly needs money for $73 each. And then the treasury would earn twice the royalties. So you could grab an Alpha Sun for $80. It's the same deal as I offered for Yuri. Just FYI, there are 8 Alpha Suns up for grabs for $80 each. DM or open a ticket if you want one. Alternatively, 3 Alpha blocks. Also fully verify the rest of the Discord. Okay, just so it's out clearly, I just want to verify Beetle. Did you see him, guys? I'll quickly turn off the stream because I'm going into the admin panel. I'm looking for Beetle. Ah, here he is. Joined some time ago. Okay, cool. I just vouched for Beetle. None of the homies get left behind. How to pronounce your name? How to pronounce your name, bro? You just joined the stream. You. I don't get it. I'll quickly wait until Beetle joined so he doesn't miss the info if he wants to join. Okay, Mikkel. Hey Beetle, nice to see you. I just paused the stream for you. So, like, not paused, but yeah, so you can have a look.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Earlier I just went into the topics, like it's recorded anyways, how the indicator could look um, overwhelming in the beginning, but it actually is not, because the idea here is to have a really nice trading suit, and maybe like great people like you also have an idea where you say, hey, bro, look, like this is something that could be implemented. And what we can then do is, because the idea is that it's a trading suit where everyone can just enable what he wants, because maybe someone just wants to use the ATR bands, which I really like, and the EMAs is a super simple setup, and then you have it like this as a super simple setup. But some people maybe rather want to use the Bollinger Bands, or you want your RSI period to be 20, adjust your overbought and oversold levels, trade with the EMA 50, you want the mean reversal signals and the divergence signals, and that's it. And it's still not really busy, because this just allows you quite a high quality signals. You had here the volatility regime as well, but as soon as you know that, or the sessions background, you just look at it, I would say, for a few minutes, but you do not need all that stuff um, in the background. And I personally, um, I love using the VRVP. Um, and as an oscillator, maybe one of you guys has a better recommendation even. But I like the Riot Momentum. And so this is super easy, because also like the VRVP is something that requires TradingView Premium, unfortunately. But the cool thing, or the idea with the Coco Confluence trading suite per se, is also basically, especially people that do not want to spend so much money right now, the trading suite is free anyways, and you do not even need premium, or like the crazy versions that really cost a lot of money. And yeah, I just explained that what I simply can recommend as like a starter, if you feel a bit lost. Um, it's okay if you if it fits with your gut feeling. And I see this, like, of course I can just short here, but if you wait a little bit for where you enter a position, you can usually just either behind the POC or in the outside of the bands have your stop loss, and then you just aim for 2 to 1 setups, where I also said we probably would not have longed here like a hero. Rather, if I see then here also oscillators turning positive, yeah, then I got a late entry, right? Like, what means late? $400 more, but I have quite a clarity here, and I can confidently just put the stop loss uh, behind the bands and aim for 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 setup. So this is where I think it's really cool. And even if you would not have targets, um, then it can also just be quite smart to just trade from color to color, just to get in a little bit. Um, but what we wanted to actually go through um, is actually the documentation, so I explain it. Um, did it work out with your access right now? That's the wrong beetle.
I don't know. Let me refresh. Did you make sure you put two E's at the end?
Here.
Yeah.
I did it, yeah, yesterday on mobile, but probably something did not work. So now it should not. So now you just should reload it. I'm just checking beetle. Shift could be anyone. Hamuda, Killian, Vitalizing, Jackie,
I
Team
got it.
Green. Good.
Awesome.
Kalen,
Thank you.
Kali. Yeah, of course, bro. I think we got everyone out. We currently have the 20 people, five more to go for this month. It's not that I want to make it want to be exclusive. The thing is just um, I want to be able to just spend like whatever time it takes besides the streams if someone has a question I want to get back to, but I cannot handle 50 requests at the same time. So for this here, I on purpose used an explanatory picture with a little drawing. Like, of course, like if I would ever want to publish it um, to everyone, then it would need to be different. But I wanted explicitly, since it's for the community only, um, how to really use it. So I think it's cool with the VRVP. I think it's cool to have an oscillator. Here you see the volatility regime and the ATR bands, which also have long and short signals with stop losses and profit targets based on statistics where price usually hunts towards given the liquidity and the risk reward setup. So these are mere suggestions that also visualize to you, hey, bro, if you think that you can long at 3130 and have a TP at 3150, your risk reward would be horrible. So this just shows you what would be a really horrible trade. And then here, okay, with this final target, it would actually make sense. So this does not mean that anyone is like, okay, cool, I'm doing an automated trading bot just with those levels, and then I'm going to complain. No, this just helps you find the levels. And so I think it makes sense to just look for big volatility, point of control you have here, and just super easy um, horizontal levels around this indicator. And then you can see how nice you can use it, right? Because if you are grinding on the EMA and you even see a positive momentum crossover between EMA 100 and 200, and then you get a trend confirmation long buying signal while you turn this level into support, this is a hell of a beautiful long setup. This is high quality long setup. And or buying signal, okay? And these diamonds indicate that there could be a trend reversal incoming. But as I said, if you see, like this would have already been a cool take profit. Like this is like from 2,500 on Ethereum to 2,900. What a wonderful longing signal. Here, of course, we have a good example for yes, it detected a great take profit, but this here obviously would have been a lost trade. If you would have shorted here, you would have been stopped out. That's okay, because this trade would be usually, what did we say? We're looking for 221, 321 setup. So let's say you risk $500 per trade, you would have made like 1,000, and then you get stopped for 500. That's part of the game. Whereas this cluster here, together um, with being on top of the ATR bands, with like being quite stretched, right? What does stretched mean? We went from 2,200 to 3,800. So I personally, I think this here is a great level that already also told you. Maybe you sell some spot, maybe you want a short. Yes, we had a spike down and we had a retest, but if you would have held your short back into the red part of the ATR bands, with this you caught a short from 3,800 to 3,400, which is crazy in my opinion. Um, those diamonds are here again. In my opinion, it caught a nice top. What I simply love is the combination with the circles. The circles are the divergences. You caught the absolute top of the Ethereum price in this bull market with this. and basically just rode it all the way down. Why were there no buying signals? Because it was a horrific downtrend. Simple. Then you have your first buying signal again here with a crazy spike to the upside. Like, this is not about being like, oh my God, this is such a crazy indicator. This is not what it's about. It's just that the indicator itself, it's not about it just indicating you stuff with symbols and colors and whatever. But you will see also in this explanation, this is about helping you to incorporate trading rules. And what I built here, like why is the diamond coming? It will be explained down further down. The diamond is coming in a combination of a certain type of overextended RSI level together with where it is, at which extremes it is at the Bollinger Bands, as an example. So this incorporates a lot of my trading rules. So it is not just like, oh yeah, cool, there is a circle, so I go all in short. No, but if you as a trader detect that price is overextended, that price is in a very high RSI level, that price is scratching the top of Bollinger Bands, the top of ATR bands. You see people on crypto Twitter, whatever, posting some bullshit that they bought another watch for 250,000, but they still don't retire their grandma or their mother because they're so greedy and now they need to buy two Ferraris and some Pokemon cards for a few $1 million. And you see those things, and I think this just helps you staying grounded. Same as here, you had the price going from 5K down to 3,800, and here you had your first buying signal again. Um, then let's go straight into the documentation. Okay, short invite only script. This is clear. Um, I would say this goes for everyone and every indicator. Um, TradingView does not recommend paying or using a script unless you fully trust its author. I think this goes well for everything, and this is one of the core reasons why I am building things like this, because I do not want you to pay $1,000. I do not want you to pay $5,000 for some other indicator. I also do not want to destroy other people's business or something, but you make more money, and this is like a recommendation also for other, like, I don't see myself as a content creator, rather as a developer and educator, but you can make way more money if you help others not getting scammed, if you help others not to lose their money, and if you help others to make money, then you can make way more money than if I would just force everyone to be like, yeah, you need to give me $100 per month for this indicator. That's bullshit. Important author's instructions. Recommended settings is the time frames primary 50-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour for Bitcoin and major altcoins. Avoid less than 5 minutes because it's too much noise. Daily insufficient mean. The daily has insufficient mean reversion signals, just as an FYI. Asset classes that work best is like something really like Bitcoin, ETH, high cap altcoins with strong liquidity. It cut off here. I will just um, edit the U. So what is the Coco Confluence? A comprehensive mean reversion trading system designed for cryptocurrency market, combining multiple technical indicators with intelligent filtering to identify high probability reversal opportunities while managing risk through dynamic ATR based position management. Yeah, this is what I explained to you. It has all those features, but it very well has the capability to stay clean and reduce the noise, whereas it has the ability to show you a lot. Oh, great. Hallelujah. I market shorted some Bitcoin and Ethereum before this stream. Whereas this would be, I mean, then we can directly just talk about it. Here we had the short signals, as I told you, and I did not take the second short because I think it's unnecessary. If I have something here already, so I'm short from here. I did not have the best entry. I just pulled my stop above the ATR bands, and I'm looking for something like a retest to the EMAs. And right now we are pretty much there. Okay. Let me actually go on my Blowfin and close the short to 75%. Nice. Why did I just talk about really my actual trade and stuff? Because this is really how I trade. This is really what I'm trading off of. And that's also why I just commented to you that I just took 50% off my short, because yes, I have a full target down here, but money is money. And what you can just do now is basically just put the stop loss at break even. I took 50% profits. The trade is risk free. Onto the next one. Obviously, if I explain you this indicator and if I publish this, obviously I have to trade based off of this, because if I would not believe in this, then I would have no business in releasing something like that. Okay. Core strategy is primary signal generation, RSI extremes with Bollinger Band touches for reversal entries. Those are the diamonds, as I told you. RSI 50 line crosses with EMA 100 confirmation for momentum entries. The triangles actually tell you, hey, this is not maybe, like, if we want to be rude, then we could say the diamond signals are somewhat of a knife catching, falling knife catching, whereas the triangles are like riding with the trend. And then the hidden divergence detection for early reversal identification is the circles, as I told you. Multi-layer filtering system, EMA 200 trend filter to align with dominant market direction, the daily TWAP distance filter to ensure sufficient mean reversion potential, right? Because as we have the, wow, we are about to hit full take profit of the signal that I explained to you earlier in the stream from this indicator from the setup. We can call it lucky, or it's just working. Okay, I just think it's cool that we just did live trading on the stream and it worked out. Nice. Good to see. I hope that helped a little bit. Funny. Took 30 minutes for the trade to play out. Then volume spike confirmation to validate signal strengths, volatility regime monitoring for context-aware trading. Those are those tables here. And you can toggle them off, which makes a lot of sense to me. But I think it is really great to check the regime, as the regime was normal. I told you if the regime is normal, the volatility regime, just how volatile the market is per se right now in the 15-minute time frame, that is the reason why I have a 1% stop loss. And you see, my risk to reward is not amazing. It's just a 1.5. But risk to reward is basically also an illusion, because I can just LARP and pull it like this, and now I have a 5-to-1 risk reward. But that's bullshit, because what I want is to have the trade play out, and just to squeeze my risk to reward up, I will not make my stop loss tighter. And then what? And then let's say you would have pulled it so tight, and then what? Then this little spike took you out of such a beautiful trade just so your risk reward is nice, and now you see Bitcoin literally going to zero without you? No, no. I think it's way smarter to have a little bit wider stop losses and therefore a higher chance to just hit the trades nicely, but each to their own. This is just an example. Trade played out. I will not mention it again anymore, and we just go through this. Then the dynamic risk management, ATR-based entry zones with real-time distance calculations. Three-tier profit trading taking system. I recommend it to every one of you as an entry, as a take profit, to scale in with 2-3 orders. Automatic stop loss placement based on market volatility and live risk reward ratio. This is this table. I really love the table. Key features, visual components, color coded EMA showing current trend direction, right? Like you can see the EMA is flipping red or green depending on bull or bear trend, bullish or bearish trend. I'm just checking in if anyone has a question. Cool. Cool did this trade. That's really nice. Um, daily TWAP reference line. It can help you a lot. Let me just toggle this on because you can use the TWAP then as your take profit for intraday trades, right? So if you have the mean reversal, so you short it from somewhere here. I just took I used the EMAs as a take profit, but technically for scalping, you will see in the end of the day that the TWAP, the daily TWAP, is basically acting like a magnet. Because yes, we distanced. Look, this is where the day started, and we shot up. Okay, price simply shot up. And if you would just short, you can look for those. Okay, but you also see now it was the first time, like my short just hit a take profit for the first time. If I would have taken the TWAP as a take profit, then I would have had already 3 chances to get out of the trade. Yeah. So what you can say is a rule of thumb is TWAP as take profit is higher frequency and chance to get out, whereas EMA 100 or 200 as take profit is higher reward but lower frequency, of course. Yeah, just as another explanation why someone, depending on your risk tolerance. I have a pretty high quit wow, sorry for swallowing those words. I have a pretty high risk tolerance. Now we got it finally. um, so yeah, I did not bother to do that here, but rather in this area I still have 50% running. So I will just move stop loss here at break even, because if we go above this nuke, um, holy shit, Bitcoin is nuking. What the fuck? Love to see it. Okay, cool. Then the alert system, complete alert coverage for entry signals, profit targets, and stop losses across all timeframes. Customization. All components can be independently toggled and fine-tuned to match your trading style and market condition. Optimal use cases. We talked about this. This is already in here. Majors, 50-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Daily has a lower trading frequency. And yes, I have a... What the fuck? Yes, I have a warning for that 5 minute might not be perfect because it could be clustering with too many signals and them not being so accurate. Um, but you can use it. So let's just check. This is nice, right? This is nice. You can basically trade from color to color to keep it super simple. Just worked out very nice here. But I'd like to finish this thought here. The trading approach, I think, makes sense for you to hear it once. This indicator is designed for active traders who understand mean reversions mechanics and can manage positions across multiple profit targets. Best results come from using the filter system to avoid low quality setups and respecting the ATR-based risk management framework. Therefore, my recommendation is, if half of what I just told you sounds Spanish to you or Cantonese, then I recommend you using the filter system so you have less signals of a higher quality. If you are already a versed trader, then you will simply understand that you can basically technically. Just trade based off of that because you know your risk, right? If you do not want to risk $100 or $500 per trade, this is fine. You do not have to. If you want to risk 10,000 per trade, this is fine if you have the money. But if you want to learn this, you can literally just put $1 stop losses to get in. Because you will see that if you are not sweating, if you are not afraid to lose the money, then you have what it takes to let this trade play out. If you would have been over risking here, and you would have shorted here, and price even gets, because the entry was somewhere here, and price gets up here, and here is already, I don't know, your Blowfin or Bybit account showing you minus $5,000. Maybe you would have closed here and you would feel sick to the gut just for price to go down here where you would have been up 10K, okay? If that would be your risk. So really be mindful about those things. And yeah, note, this is an invite-only indicator. Access is granted exclusively to verified community members. None of this is financial advice, and all levels are mere suggestions to highlight levels of interest based on statistics. And yeah, I think all I want to add before we wrap this up is that it's been a great year. I'm really happy that our communities found to each other so much, so well, and I'm really looking forward to 2026. Here you see from the last stream, just a quick update. We're still stuck in the short. The short is still in profits. It looks still nice. Nothing about Solana is bullish at all. Horrible. Now we have another trend confirmation to the downside. Um, Absolutely horrible. Only if, why do I have this? Only if Solana manages to flip the EMA 200, to flip this resistance into support, then you have a viable long. But whenever we long Solana here again, I will already be setting up my limit orders for another short. We are in a bear market. This is not a discussion. This is not an opinion. This is a bear market, but it might end in a few months, okay? But anyone trying to tell me that Solana going down nearly 60% within 3 months is a bull market, this is not true. It's not true. Cycles tend to get shorter, maybe. What I just want to tell you is AlphaBlock Discord just turned 4 years. Okay, I posted it here. The AlphaBlock Discord turned 4 years on Christmas. And AlphaBlock got founded in the bear market back then. And now it's exactly 4 years later, and we are again in a bear market. So I think the 4 year cycle still tends to hold true. What I also want to mention, the super positive thing about this is also hype is exactly in our box, still at the buying levels, probably goes lower. Probably you will be able to buy hype for $15 to $20. Ethereum still is just playing out nicely, as I shared. Still think we can get a few $100 further to the downside. Google, the long entry played out so far, going up nicely. Google is up 4% from the entry, whereas crypto is literally just shitting the bed. It's just not a good look, okay? And another positive thing that I want to mention and why this is not, oh, this is my take profit signal slowly. And you see again, good example. You can literally just trade from the blue ones to the orange ones, from the orange ones to the blue ones, and then from the orange one to the blue, from the blue one to the orange one. We just had this live on stream, and you see that there might be a chance that this will not be printed because there is not enough confidence, but it was here just for the screenshot I just showed you, which also is one of the reasons, like for the active trader, like if I see right now it's flashing, I will not open a long right now because of this, but this is right now a great example for, we'll just put it here, great example how you can trade from blue to orange and vice versa. And right now, an orange diamond starts flashing, which is a take profit reason for 75% of my shorts. I will let the rest run. Okay. Dropped it in the charts channel, and I will redrop it as well into infinite as an explanation. Hope I covered all your questions and what you wanted to know. Thanks for reaching out to me also before the stream. Yeah, I think we wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the deep dive. Of course, it is recorded. People can rewatch it again. But like this, that was a very necessary video. And I think it's cool to wrap up the year with the free indicator and the explanation. Because like this, we can literally just send someone the trading view site of Coco Confluence with the description together with the recording of this YouTube video. So everyone is pretty well educated about all the basics for this with just 1 hour of time. Whereas we started the recording only 50 minutes ago, so that was pretty fast anyways. Yeah, I wish you a great holiday season. Wish you a great end of the year, start into the new year. We will chat anyways. Thank you for over half a dozen of people tuning in actually. And yeah, bless you.